Jeez, we
No, we're
repeat
fine.
that. Okay. Item 3, public appearances and citizen comments. No one's here.
Scott.
Okay.
1 second, Roger. Michael, can you please either state your last name or put it in your screen name so we have it for the record? Michael, can you hear us? Michael, one more time, can you hear us?
Put Michael question mark.
Yeah, we'll give him a couple minutes here to get his last name. Sorry, Roger.
That's okay. Item 4, approval of the consent agenda.
And I only have one now, since we switched. Page 36, the Calverwurst event. They have the ending time is 11:59 p.m. It's never, I can't, are they really gonna serve Calverwurst till midnight?
We hope so. That's a fair point. I agree with you. I'm just saying it'd be funny if they.
I can imagine it might be cleaning up till then, but to actually be.
I think that's the alcohol permit, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty normal to just give yourself some padding. It's not like it's going to be 8:15 or something.
Oh,
okay.
Also a fair point.
Thank you, Jesse.
Fair point on your fair point, Jesse.
So they can serve alcohol till midnight at that event. Is that what?
That's what they're asking to, yeah.
So you're okay with that, Larry?
Not really, but if I'm the only one, I'm not gonna worry about it.
I think years ago, they'd wait till all the farmers came in and they'd serve growers until 10 or after usually. But now if you don't get there by about 8:30, 9 o'clock, it's over.
Well, I grew up living across the street above the hardware store fitness center, and our windows were right there. So when the firemen had events till midnight, I never could sleep. My bedroom was there. So that is always my concern for things that run late when they're next to residential housing.
I think that they'll be out of there before midnight.
Just a safety net.
Yeah, I think, they may sit around and have a few beers afterwards or something, but.
Well, they don't need to be posted open then, do they? I mean, can't they just say you're gonna end at 10 o'clock and they can still hang around, right?
The alcohol license so the time is on their alcohol license, and that allows them to serve that alcohol up until that time. So as Becca said, I think it's really more of a formality than anything else. I think that this is just what they've always put on the application. I don't think that
I have a problem with serving alcohol till midnight because then people tend to hang around and keep drinking.
Mhm.
So I think 10 o'clock is reasonable, but I'll go with, if everybody's okay with it, except me, I don't have a problem.
Well, in past history, when I've been over there, when they start breaking the tables down and stuff, people pretty much disperse and head out. And they start doing that as soon as when the firemen get done eating, which are the last months, then they start breaking it down. Only it quits, so. But we'll note your concern, Larry.
Okay. I'm okay.
You made the other correction already?
Yeah, from
Fifth Avenue.
Street to Avenue.
Okay.
108 is the Sugar River shop. They put up new signs on the building next to the
So
patch.
you need a motion on this yet?
Nope.
Okay.
Motion approved. Consent agenda?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. New business. Consideration, discussion, tree removal and pruning bid award, page 38.
Yeah, so this is something that we see usually annually at the beginning of every year. Our arborist, Paul Jenrick, puts out the annual tree removal and pruning bid. This went out late last year in December. Whitney Tree Service submitted the only sealed bid. The tree board reviewed these bids at their January 7th meeting and recommended awarding the bid to Whitney contingent on decreasing the bid down to the $22,000 that was budgeted. This is something we've had to do in the past as well. Paul worked with Whitney Tree Service, got that decreased down to 22,000, so they are now right on point for the budget. And tree board and staff recommend approval of Whitney Tree Service for the village bid.
I'm gonna go ahead and approve that.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Did Paul say that do they normally have more than one bid?
It depends on the year. We did have a second bid, but it was emailed to us right before the bid deadline, and the bid instructions for this clearly stated sealed bids delivered to the village clerk's office. Emailed bids may be something we look at in the future, but for this one, it was clearly stated in the instructions.
Okay, thank you.
We've had as high as 3 and 4 bids some years. Last year, I think there was only about, again, but Whitney got it last year too.
Correct. Yep. Whitney did it
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
And everything went well. They were a good partner for the village.
I've actually talked to other people about that, and a lot of them are so small, they don't want to take up this big of a project.
Yeah.
They also can't go case by case and see what they're going to be doing, and they're too afraid to commit. So that's why we have such a small amount of people willing to do it.
Right. Usually it ends up being Boley and Whitney's.
Yeah, Bowley was one.
Boley's did it for about 3-4 years, and then for some reason Whitney came in very reasonable last year and again this year now. So
And I've seen Kubley around town, but I don't know if they bid. They don't usually.
they do
individual
some
trees.
cities or villages, but they haven't bid ours recently.
Okay,
Yeah, the motion is.
Okay. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item B, consideration discussion ordinance 26-01 to amend section 288-20C of the municipal code of the village of New Glarus parking regulations.
Yeah, so this ordinance probably looks pretty familiar to you because it came to you last year as well. This is just clarifying who is allowed to park overnight in the lot behind Village Hall. Currently, the ordinance says village and fire personnel. This would correct it now that we have EMS based out of the fire station. It would correct it to village and village contracted emergency personnel. Are the only ones that are allowed to park there overnight. And of course, reviewed this with Chief Sturdivant as well.
is it posted downtown?
They have village employee.
Certainly can.
I'm just looking at village. I mean,
Yeah.
someone might interpret that as village resident.
Yeah, that's how it currently is read. So I didn't touch that part. I just touched the contracted emergency service. We certainly can. Certainly can add.
That's a good idea. Village Hall.
I think the village goes with the personnel at the end, but I can see what you mean, Jeff. Like village and village contracted personnel, you know what I mean? But I see what you mean. We can certainly clarify that if the board would like to see that clarification made.
If you take the second village out.
Yep.
and Say village and contracted emergency personnel. I don't, yeah.
We wanted to make it very clear that the only people allowed to park back there are village employees and village contracted emergency personnel. So we can definitely clarify that in the ordinance. Amy, do you have a note of that? Yep.
And I noticed downtown 2 AM to 6 AM is no parking. Is that posted anywhere?
It's on like every other light. pole.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you. You can tell I don't look at the light pole much.
So if the board does want to make that correction, just a reminder, when you do make that motion, to include that correction of acknowledging village employees or village, however you want to say that.
I motion to approve the amendment to section 288-20C with the other amendment that we just spoke about.
Second,
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item C, consideration discussion New Glarus Utilities Electric Reconnection Policy.
Yeah, so this is something that I worked on with Beth Heller in our utility office. This proposed policy would only allow for reconnection of disconnected services due to non-payment during normal business hours, once payments received. Currently, if somebody gets disconnected because of non-payment, we've been sending employees out after hours to reconnect them if they pay, which frankly is a safety concern because you should have more than one person going out, but also costs the other utility payers in the village money, because you're paying overtime usually. This is a common policy that we see other municipalities around us that have it, are Broadhead and Wanakee. So the full policy is listed in your packet. Obviously still talks about medical concerns, discretion of the electric foreman and utility office, but for the most part, just non-payment disconnections will only be reconnected once payment is received the next business day.
And they have to pay in person?
So you pay, either you have to set up something with the utility office, a payment plan with the utility office manager with Beth, or you can pay via credit card online.
How often does this actually happen?
We're in moratorium right now, which means there's a certain, there's like a 4-month period every year where you legally cannot in the state of Wisconsin disconnect electric customers because of obviously the winter and whatnot.
Temperatures, yep.
Yes. I mean, disconnections occur every month that we're not in moratorium. So
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
the ebbs and flows. So we will come out of the moratorium in April. And then it reenacts again, I want to say in November.
Sure.
Right.
And there's no additional fee when
They also do pay a fee
okay.
to get reconnected, but doesn't deter.
Right.
So
Yeah. Okay.
this policy is really just to make sure that we're being good stewards of those dollars, but also safety for our employees. So
Yeah.
I'll move to approve the after hours reconnection for non-payment of bills policy.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Library project update. Amy, you got anything more to say?
Yeah.
Well, what you didn't see was that costs were measured for this week. Next week, we hope to place the order for furniture, shelving, computers, and book the moving company. So seems like the end seems like and still on time under budget.
Great. Thank you, Amy. Item 11, EMS Steering Committee, considers committee meeting update.
did you want to give one, Jesse, or I can do it?
I think
Or we can tag team it?
let's tag team it.
Sure.
So we have one meeting left.
We have one meeting scheduled right now, but most likely at least 2 meetings. Yep.
Okay. We met. Everything went really well. I think we're planning on the breakdown of how the next meeting is going to go. Nothing other than that really to report.
Yeah, our next EMS steering committee meeting is going to be February 3rd. We're going to be facilitating some small group discussion with elected officials. So you all are invited to come to that, and I'll send out more information. Committee members and then experts within the EMS field, specifically those that have formed districts. So Fitcherona, Deer Grove, et cetera, et cetera. We're still on our timeline for the study being wrapped up at the end of February, which is what Southwest Regional Planning had planned from the beginning. We're making good progress on that. I know that the board has been interested in the data that we've requested. We do have some dialogue now with DHS and receiving some of the data requested, so that's great. We still have not received any financial data requested of Nuclear CMS. But the steering committee, I think, meeting was productive, and we're looking forward to our next one on February 3rd. And we made it clear in this last meeting that we're looking to the future of that collaboration with Belleville EMS and the district. So.
And so far, it's went really well.
Yeah.
So how does that study work if we were given a grant for that study and we terminated one entity and began a new? Do they refocus then? Or?
Yeah, the study had nothing to do with the contract.
Okay.
The
So
study and the contract were two
Just had to
different
do
things.
with us.
Yep. Yeah, the study was contracted for the Village of New Glarus to explore EMS services and the sustainability of those for the future. So the goal of the study has never changed. The goal of the study has.
So the
always
fact
been-
that we don't have that information, that's no longer a discussion point for the Village of New Glarus, or is that still
It is always helpful.
to
right.
have prior?
Yeah. So the more data we have, the better off we are. As far as like past information, I think it would be great to have it, but if we don't, it's not gonna stop us from, figuring out what we need to do. I think, that is confusing. The EMS steering committee was just to determine what we need to do for the future. It had nothing to do with the original contract that we have with Nuclear CMS.
So that data is just, it would be beneficial for us to assess where
planning.
we're going for
Yep.
planning.
Yeah,
But you cannot request that.
We've requested it numerous times.
I know
through-
that, but I mean,
Yeah.
is there something that that harbors more influence that, you know what I'm saying? You could just continue to request.
We've
And
made
that's it?
formal open records requests. We requested through the organization itself and through their attorney, with no luck
And
getting that
nothing's-
financial information. Their attorney has, as you all know, has shared that they don't believe that they are required to respond to open records requests, so we have not received.
So
that
that's where we
information.
sit. We're
Yep.
Same spot.
Yeah, so, but yeah, Belleville EMS, also kind of gave an update at the EMS steering committee on just how things have gone. They are up to 80 members, which is incredible, 16 and counting paramedics, which is really great to hear. They've had a lot of calls in New Blair since they've taken over and some pretty serious calls. Everything is going really well. The relationship between the fire department and and Belleville EMS has been great. Yeah, it seems like the transition has been really smooth with Belleville. Really,
And they
Were they
got
able
the
to-
keys to the home apartments.
yes, yeah. The Knox box keys were eventually relinquished back to the fire department, where they statutorily belong.
Yeah,
So they were able to get those from New Blair CMS and get them back. There was a period where they weren't turning them over, but have since turned them over.
when it
Good.
first started, I went to the fire district or the fire department and met with the Belleville EMS members, and every day leading up to that, I either stopped in or at least was in contact with the chief and deputy chief of Belleville EMS. And so far, everything's been better than I would have expected.
good.
I was assuming there'd be some logistical issues, but so far everything's been amazing. Everybody's getting along well. They're tucked in neatly over there. Everything's working out really well.
Yeah, big kudos obviously to them and to our fire department and Jeff and his crew, and also Green County Dispatch has been really instrumental in Dane County Dispatch in this as well. So yeah, everything's going really well, and we'll have another update to share after our next EMS steering committee meeting.
Awesome. Thank you.
And there's one ambulance in the fire department.
There's two.
And one outside, I mean, where they're.
Nope, they're both inside.
They're both inside? Oh, great,
Yep.
great, okay.
Yeah.
No, they don't have to scrape windows. and-
No,
Yeah.
no, both inside.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, I see them around town.
Yeah,
They're very friendly. I waved a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One,
great
one
group.
story I was told that Belleville had an accident scene up there. And they ended up they had needed 3 ambulances, so they took the 2 from here and the one they had up there. They didn't have to call any mutual aid from Verona or Oregon or any place. I mean, they can do it in-house and take care of the
Oh, wow.
situation themselves.
I was informed of a call they had recently. They responded in 87 seconds, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I also am in constant contact with the fire department chiefs, and they have given only good reviews so far. They said everything's been working really well. They get along really well, and they work together well, and they leave really quickly. And they would know because they're leaving their building.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to set up.
So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Okay. Nothing in the president's report. I guess we need a motion to go into closed session.
Motion to go into closed session.
A second.
Okay.
Jesse,
Here.
yeah, I'll take that as yes. John?
Yes, sorry. Yes.
Becca,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yeah.
Larry,
Yes.
Peg.
Yeah.
Roger,
Yes.
you have some yeses.
And just for the record, Public Works Director Scott McNett, if President Trump is okay, if we join.
Absolutely.